Hey, what's up? Amza here for graphicsgrunts.com and welcome to Adobe After Effects Basic Training Part 3. In this tutorial, I will be showing you the basic animation in After Effects, and I'll be using some effects to make some backgrounds and some other things. So let's get started. First of all, I would have to make a new composition. Here's the Make New Comp button, and also you can go to this composition menu and make a new composition. And I will use the NTSC-DB widescreen preset, 720 by 480 and 29.97 frames and 10 seconds long. It's okay, I'm fine with that. And name this comp whatever you want. I will make it name it working comp, and go ahead, click on OK. So we have our cool comp. So let me make a new text layer. I'll go right click here and make a new text layer here, or I can simply go and click this T button. So now you have to start typing. I will type graphics grunts. That's my channel. And now let me talk about the anchor point. Now the anchor point is a kind of thing where which is the pivot point of the object. So if I select my layer and hit S on the keyboard, and if I increase this value, my size of the text is increasing from this point, where this point is located. So if I want to change my point, so what I can do, I will click here. This is the pan behind tool, or you can select on the keyboard by hitting Y. Select that, and now you can change the location of this pivot point. For example, I will get it here in the corner of the G. And now let me select the selection tool, and now if I increase, my text would be size of my text would be increased from this point, which is actually the pivot point of the object. So I will put it in the center so that my text would be scaled from the center. And you can go here and select the title action save actually, and make your text in the center of the screen so that it looks pretty good. So that's it. Now if we see a stopwatch, right, so it means that that option is actually keyframeable, which means that it is actually animatable. So I can click on the stopwatch and I will move forward right about 1 second, and what I'll do, I'll simply increase my text. Now let me check what I have done. You can click the ramp preview button over here, or you can press the 0 button on the numpad. I'll press the 0 button. So as you can see, I have created this animation, which is not good, just the basic animation. And you can also do that, make another keyframe that actually moves this text, scale this text down, or you can type the value by your own using your numpad. I'll type in 100. So again, press the 0 key on the numpad to see what you got. I have this animation. Perfect. So I'll simply click on this stopwatch to delete my alt preset and delete my animation. So first I get into my position, and all my keyframes are deleted. So select your layer, whatever you have. You have a picture, you have a footage, you have a text layer, you have a solid, whatever you have. Now click hit P on your keyboard to use the position. Now again, it's keyframeable, it's animatable. Click on the stopwatch and move forward 1 second. Now what you can do, you can move this text wherever you want. If you move it above, the text will move from a starting point to that point that you have selected, which is good. Now let me show you a quick tip, guys. If you hold on shift and then if you first left click on your text and then hold shift and move it down, so it will move in the direction in a straight line, making a 90-degree angle here, and just it moves in a straight line, which is pretty good for some cases. So this is the animation. for the position. And the next thing I really want to show you, which is pretty cool, hit T on your keyboard for the opacity. As I have told you before in the tutorial, that opacity is actually the transparency effect of the layer. If I decrease its value, it will become transparent, and if I increase its value, it will become opaque. So let me keyframe this value. So I'll hit enter a value like 0, so it's totally fade out, and I will move forward in 1 second, and I will put a value of 100. So let me check what I got. I got a pretty cool looking fade in effect. So if I move this keyframe forward in the time, my animation would be pretty slow, but it would be good. Now, to add more life in my effect, what I can do, I can simply make a background which should look pretty cool. So here is the eyeball, and if you click that, it will hide our layer from our comp, but it will present here, and all the effects are also present here. If you hit U on your keyboard, it will show you the keyframes, and I will make a new solid that would be a black solid, and go to effects and preset, start typing ramp effect. It's a true color gradient, which is pretty cool. Now you can use the greater than and less than key to zoom in and zoom out. So if you click on the ramp, you might see these 2 points. If you move this down, it will increase the black color. If you move this point above or down, it will control the white color. So what I can do, I can change these colors like red, and what I'll do, I'll make it a radial ramp, and I will move this down in the center, and I will move the red point down. And if I turn my I can rename this ramp by hitting return key on the keyboard, and I can move my graphics grunts text above, and let me make it on. So I have created a cool background with in a few steps. So if you tweak the settings of the ramp, for example, you change its colors, you change its settings, and change whatever you like, so you can make some really cool looking effects. Okay, so moving on to the tutorial, let me show you some other things. Let me talk about the expressions in After Effects. Let me hit P and delete T to delete. Click on the stopwatch to remove the animation and turn it to 100%. Now, expressions are some random values that Adobe After Effects generates to look to make some really cool effects. So what you have to do for an expression, I'll tell you. Hold Alt key and select the stopwatch. First you have to hold the Alt key and click on this and start having this expression like wiggle. Okay, what you can do for an expression, simply alt click on this option, and we have an expression called wiggle, and open the parenthesis and start having a value like 6 or 1 comma 100 and close the bracket, and you can see what this does. It randomly generates some values for the opacity, and this affects randomize pretty cool. And if we tweak between the values, let me make it 10, so my text will be more intense, the effect will be more intense. And we can assign this wiggle effect to many other kind of effects. And let me show you a quick tip. If I assign this value to position, my text will start moving really in a complex state. So let me type wiggle, open parenthesis, 10 comma, let's say 50, and it will be really intense. so it looks like this. My text is going to shatter into pieces and some cool effect like that. So you can do you can make your own effects, you can do whatever you want. So thanks for watching this tutorial. My name is Emuzer. In the next tutorial I will be showing you some cool projects that we have learned before. We have learned some things, so I will making some cool projects that include that features like alpha matte and opacity, and this that involves some other effects. So stay tuned for more.